Chuck said the Falcons were right just 22 months ago, which means there's little mystery left today.
Yes, by any metric or measuring stick possible, Arthur Smith should have been fired. There was context to it, but 3 years, 3 losing records, he's out. I would say by any of the same metrics or measuring sticks that Arthur Smith was way, 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 way better as a Falcons head coach than Raheem has been. You can go back and Google. It was, January of 24 when the move was made. And if you look at the reasons cited by those who are supposed to know, it was items like this was one of them. A source said in each of the last 2 seasons that the team had at least a 3-game losing streak. Okay, well, Raheem has only coached 2 seasons. He's had a 4-game losing streak and counting, by the way. He's at 4 right now in each of those 2. I went through, and every reason that either sources or the Falcons stated in their separation press conference, every single one of them you look at and go, but that was better than what Raheem's doing. His overall record in Raheem's. You look at these and the fact that Arthur was doing this with a salary cap stripped down roster that you had to have a season of, all right, bite real hard and just get through it, where he had Marcus Mariota and Dez at quarterback, and you had guys just beginning their careers. Well, now you've got guys multiple years into their careers on that side of the ball, and you still are as bad as you've ever been offensively. So there's a lot of different reasons that Arthur Smith should have been fired. By those same reasons, he was still better than Raheem.
You ready for an unpopular take? I think if you give Arthur Smith what this crew has to work with now, it would have been fine. Like, I don't think it would have been just good. I think they would have been better. I think Arthur's worst attribute was his mouth. I think Arthur had a way of making people feel like uncomfortable. He was smarter. He always had the answer when, frankly, he didn't have enough of the answers. As a guy with a play sheet, I think Arthur could be just fine. He had to do it in a year, as you said, where they were in salary cap jail, and then after that, they sprinkled quarterbacks who couldn't play in this league. His quarterbacks were Marcus Mariota, Desmond Ridder, and Taylor Heineke.
You don't have a chance.
I wonder what it would look like. The Steelers are no great shakes, but they're professional enough, right, that they can be a winning unit. This, we know, it's got the expiration date, whether it's at the end of this year, whether it's the beginning of next year. My gut tells me if it's 7 or 8 wins, Arthur Blank will find reason to keep Raheem, and he'll remove Zach Robinson.
And then a 3-6 next year, he would be gone then. So 26 would be a wasted year.
I don't know if they'd wait that long.
But something like leading up to a 3-6, because it was 5 games with Dan, but it would be an amount of games where the 26th season is kind of sacrificed.
All right, I'm going to read you this Michael Penix quote. You ready?
No.
This is I'm reading from Taryn Wack's Twitter. Falcons quarterback Michael Penix Jr. says, quote, "At the end of the day, football isn't my identity. I'm a son of God. That's what I believe in, and I just walk by faith and not by sight and not by what other people are saying. So I just continue to go about my day each and every day and say it just like that." That's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, not because the religious part of it, because football fandom is you got to live, die. You got to breathe, eat, sleep football to be great at football. It's not like any other sport. You don't exactly have to love. You have to be good at baseball. You don't have to love it where your identity is 100% consumed by it. Same thing with the NBA. You can be special athlete. In football, everybody tells you better be consumed by it because the talent margins are that thin. And when Michael says that, people are going to hear, oh, the dude's broken. They're going to hear, oh, God, he's already gone there a year, in this case, 9 games into his career. A lot of people are going to be really frightened by hearing that.
I like my guy who can't get enough of it. I do. I can't argue with his
it's fine.
answer at all. I mean, good for him. If he is that squared away and he knows calm waters, cool grass, all that, what's waiting for him on the other side, good for him. When I jump into my NFL fandom life, I want my quarterback who can't get enough of it.
Can I give you my problem with it? The timing. And I'm not saying you can lean on your faith at any time. I don't want to make this a faith discussion. But it's always when things are not going well, you're going to hear my identity is not football. Okay, if you're 6-3 right now and you're the NFC Player of the Week, are you going to say it? Probably not. So when you saw what Michael's reaction looked like on the sideline Sunday, in the postgame, and then this, people are going to conclude, oh boy, okay. Again, lean on your faith, that's great, but you're going to interpret it a different way of like, you're not. No, you are, as a professional, as a quarterback, there's only 32 of you in the world as a starting quarterback. You are identified as a football quarterback.
See, if you're thinking, well, he wouldn't be asked that question if they were 6-3. He's asked that because the question, what's it feel like, be booed or criticized? I mean, like, what the lead in. I'm going to guess pretty high percentage. What the lead-in was how does it feel to not be having success right now?
Or are you listening to the noise, all the
fans, whatever. And he's saying, well, my identity isn't that. If you think that he, Matt said he wouldn't say it if they were winning. Well, if you're thinking he wouldn't be asked that, he'd be asked a version of it. Because he says, I'm not responding to whatever the feedback, the noise is. If they were 8-1 and he was being told you're the best ever, hey, how does it feel to get all this cheering and adulation? It's only your second year. I don't think he would respond, this doesn't really identify me.
Well, that's the problem. You say all the rest of it, that's fine. Yeah. Nobody would ever question anybody else's faith.
If they were 8-1.
Right, and that's the clear. Let's be clear about that. Questioning somebody else's faith is reckless. But when you start it with, at the end of the day, football isn't my identity. You're an NFL quarterback who's in line to make $1 gazillion and be the face of a franchise of $1 billion company. Kind of has to be. Kind of has to be your brand. Kind of has to be your identity when it's good and bad. And that's, again, one of those that's going to raise some eyebrows from a lot of people.